Alright, we are back. Some more Shadowrun. This is our weekly live streaming Shadowrun 5th Edition Adventures. We stream our sessions live on twitch.tv beginning at 9:30 p.m. Central Time every Sunday evening. Except for last week, we had a week off, but we're back now. Afterwards, you can find it uploaded to my YouTube page as well as a written write-up on my blog, both of which you can find links to over on my profile page. I'm Eric Watson, your Game Master, and this is my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/gorbash722. You can also follow me on Twitter at Rogue Watson. And joining me, as always, our regular cast of Shadowrunners. We have Chris playing Ursiv the Troll Shaman.
Hola.
Heather playing Mauta the Human Street Samurai.
Hello.
Raymond playing Saren the Human Decker. Hopefully he'll come back with us. He's having some connection troubles. And Reese playing Falkirk the Elf Adept.
Hello.
For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video sharing, we use Google Hangouts. And for broadcasting and streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software. And much of our music, including that intro music you heard, is from Perturbator. Normally I would do a previously on recap episode, but since this is the first episode of this new adventure, we will not be having a recap. If you want to know what happened in our previous adventure called Not With a Whimper, there's an entire epilogue and recap episode you can actually watch for that, where we go over the entire session. So this is now our sophomore session. And as you can tell by our splash screen here, the title of this adventure is Road Rage.
Road Rage.
Dun dun dun. Alright, so it has been several days since the events at Red's Bar and JT's Automotive, and things have stayed relatively quiet. You've yet to hear from Jeremiah Red, but you also haven't had any issues with Knight Errant, Mafia, or Gangers. At least nothing out of the ordinary that would trace you back to those events. If you'd like, you guys have a chance to kind of roleplay what your characters have been doing in the downtime since.
Well, I'll tie this into what I chose to do last week. I'll say that since the events of the last adventure where we all failed to calm that guy down and he ended up getting shot in the chest, Ursiv didn't take that very well, so he went to study to find ways to he wanted to find a way to that he could have handled that situation better. So he went back to study and train and learn a spell that might have diffused that situation. And that's what he's been doing. He's been studying.
I thought you were going to say you went to therapy.
Studying spells is his therapy.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, Falkirk has just gone around town, local bars and clubs, hanging out, trying to figure out what's going on in the city, trying to get a little bit more information about his new surroundings.
Nice. Picking up some new street smarts, knowledge skills.
New street smarts, knowledge. Working on his charisma stuff. Trying to be more personable to people.
Nice.
I've just been on Facebook, and before I knew it, 3 days passed.
It's been plugged into the matrix and
That's right. Jacked into the net.
into the social scene.
Mm-hmm. Surfing the web.
Some people died after
Seeing-
3 days doing that.
If there were news
Their bladders exploded.
God. Deep vein thrombosis.
Just seeing if there's any reports or social media about recent events.
Mm.
Something about JT's bar or whatever.
Malta, what have you been up to?
I have been watching the bar, trying to see if anyone else comes around, but kind of keeping to the shadows and not really drawing any attention to myself. I keep my eyes open.
Alright.
Really,
On the
really.
Look at me. I'm trying to
drawing
get,
on there.
I can't get Roll20 to work.
It says that your name is actually under Saren Amos, if that helps. Your
Mm-mm.
login thing.
but everyone else can log in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like just the Google Hangouts window? You just click on the Roll20 button?
Yeah,
What does
I'm
it
doing
do?
the same thing I do as always. I restart my computer.
What is it
I'll figure
doing?
it out.
Okay.
It's just a gray square.
Oh no.
I mean, it just blacks out.
I don't even see you like in here though. Like you're not even like your name's not in the lower left corner. So it's not actually loading you in. If you need to use the website, you can, but you might have to use a different login or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just keep going.
This is the fun things that happen when you show up 5 minutes before we start. Alright, on the third day of relative peace and quiet, you get a teleconference call from Red in the late afternoon to a private server room in the Matrix, allowing you to virtually meet with each other. Assuming you guys assume that invitation to call. So, the Matrix, literally anybody can like jack into it and be in. It's like the movie The Matrix. Like everybody can jack in, but only like Deckers or kind of Neo-ish. But so anybody can go in and use the Matrix in terms of like looking up information or just being online. So it's not just a Decker thing.
Wait, does that mean Raymond can fly?
I think Matrix technically everybody can fly around. It depends on each server. Like has its own rules set up. It's like this server is crazy. Everybody can just fly around and be super people. And this room is like this one's more like real life. It's my understanding of the Matrix. Assuming you guys all accept that invitation to discuss with him. Let's see what's up with him. I've got a little picture of.
I do, but my thing doesn't work right. Like it's all muted and garbly, and
Okay, yeah.
he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. You've got like the equivalent of the VCR blinking 12 like on your forehead.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your
Oh,
Ursiv does not
man.
like technology. You can complain about that. Be like, I'd rather not meet here. Accepting the invitation and passcode invites you to a virtual room that resembles Red's bar before it was destroyed. This time, however, you're the only ones there. You see Red, his like virtual persona, which looks very much like his normal persona. Obviously, a lot more, maybe younger, healthier looking. He still has the giant like handlebar mustache. And he kind of invites you to sit around a table, which is kind of funny because you're all in virtual reality, but the rules in this particular bar are very much like just real world. It's designed to make everybody feel comfortable. So just kind of gather around this virtual private bar. And Red speaks.
Chelsea.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Good.
I think you're on.
You're all good.
Excellent, sir.
Awesome.
Red says, "Thank you for your patience, chummers. Had to lay low for a bit, make sure none of the hornets' nests we kicked would come buzzing after me. So far, so good, but we've got a problem. As you're aware, JT was incapacitated." Red shifts uncomfortably and his voice gets a little softer as his virtual avatar seems to stare off into nothing. "Bloody
I don't know how that happened.
fool's still in a coma, and I haven't been able to get anything out of him."
Aww.
That's too bad.
Turns back to face you guys. "Anyway, in the meantime,
game.
his damn garage is up for grabs to any low-life ganger that he's ever worked with. He ran all the security systems himself. With him out of the picture, it's a sitting duck for looters. I spent the last few days lining up a buyer and securing transport to ship out all the random dreck that was in there. We made a pretty good deal off that place, and after losing the bar, I can't afford to lose this one too. You all have proven yourselves in a fight and have some good instincts, good enough to know what's important. In this case, it'll be a shipment that I need you to escort from JT's to the docks. Assuming the shipment makes it to the buyer safe and sound, I'll give each of you a cut of the profits."
So we're just shipping stuff.
It's never just shipping stuff.
No. What's the
What-
shipment?
What do you foresee?
I-
Why do you need this protection?
What's the shipment?
Shipment is a bunch of crates and goods and dreck that JT had in the automotive workshop. A whole bunch of hardware supplies, drone parts, even working drones, as far as what you guys told me about what went down there. We're boxing all that up, putting it into crates, getting anything sellable and salvageable we can. and the buyer's willing to buy it all sight unseen. I can't pass that up.
Who's the buyer?
The buyer is Ricardo Martin, an assistant manager in buyers and acquisitions for Ares Macro Technology. At least that's what his public profile says. And I will show you guys. Either he shows you this, or you guys can look up his profile.
You can Google his name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the picture of
He looks trustworthy.
Ricardo.
That guy looks like a jerk.
I don't trust anybody that shaves the side of their head.
Miley Cyrus?
I don't trust Miley Cyrus.
Alright.
He's also got a mullet, I think.
It was a style at the time. By the way, Red goes between like Australian and Cockney accent back and forth. That's just kind of what he does. So you just got to kind of roll with that.
The best of us do.
Yes, absolutely. Give me 1 second. Okay. He says, be careful here, chummers. I don't like working with the megacorps, as it suddenly makes them aware you exist, and I just as soon keep skating under the radar. But times being what they are, he jumped at the public offer I made and pledged a solid 25,000 new yen for the lot. Now, at the mention of Ares, I'm not going to make you guys roll for this, because this is very common knowledge for anybody in the Shadowrun universe.
Who?
The entire world is made up of the 10 mega corporations that kind of rule the world essentially now. Ares is one of them. I'll just read you their little blurb on out of the handbook. Most Shadowrunners know Ares from their Ares Arm Division, and with good reason. The Ares Predator is the staple sidearm for the discerning runner. Run by wealthy playboy Damian Knight, the Corp has a reputation as a very American outfit. Gung-ho, militaristic, patriotic, and individualistic. Mom and apple pie. Don't let that fool you. Sure, they're one of the bigger megas to work shadow ops for, but keep your eyes open because they can be as underhanded as the rest. Ares specializes in law enforcement, military hardware and arms, aerospace, entertainment, automotive. General Motors is part of the Ares family, and smaller divisions in many other areas. Ares is the 7th largest mega corporation in the world. They are headquartered in Detroit, and their corporate slogan is making the world a better place. So that's just super common knowledge. Everybody knows who Ares is.
Alright.
So that they're like GE or something?
Yeah.
A bit of everything.
They're like, yeah.
They're like Apple.
What? Yeah. More like... I was kind of thinking like almost like Stark Industries from like Marvel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Red, how'd you get in touch with Ricardo?
Ricardo actually contacted me. I put up a public bid on all these products through the different channels and contacts that I have. And I didn't expect a mega corporation to come slumming down to our level, but apparently he fancies himself a bit of a treasure hunter and likes to discover all these little nicks and knacks in different parts of the world. And hell, if he thinks he can find something useful out of JT's mess, that's his business. But he seems like he might be able to give us a fair deal on all these goods, certainly over twice more than what the next person could give me. And if he can come through with the money, that's a deal we can't pass up.
It's not the money I'm worried about.
Yeah, how much trouble do these runs usually bring?
Not the run I'm worried about.
Red says, now you won't be alone on this one. I'm bringing in 2 others. The first one you'll probably recognize, and he kind of smiles to himself. Change this one to all players.
And says nothing. Quiet for 5 minutes until we...
Yeah, well, he's searching for the...
Okay.
The first you'll probably recognize, and you see a picture pop up on your little video thing. He puts on a sly grin as he sends a data packet your way containing a familiar face. You recognize this as Crank, the fake Doc Wagon medic you captured and turned over to Red. Crank here was more than willing to come around our side after a brief sit-down. The poor bastard's way over his head with the last job. Didn't even know who he was working for. But he's got some damn good driving skills and wants to prove himself as a new member of the Red Scars. That's right, got the mark and everything, meaning he's one of mine and under my protection. So, please don't go putting any holes in him without conferring with me first. And he looks sideways at Mauta.
Wow. I expected you to let him live. I didn't expect you to indoctrinate him into your group. It's very big of you.
I keep my friends close, and I make my enemies my friends, if I can.
Because everyone's your friend.
How do you have enemies?
I'm trying to build an empire, and I need friends and allies and not enemies and bodies. The other that's I'm sending with you guys is an old collaborator of mine, Lapis Luzal. And let me show you that picture.
Pretty sure that's a Pokemon.
Her and Susie were best friends growing up, though life's a wee bit tougher for an orc than an elf. Thankfully, Z ended up with us, but Lapis still does a fair bit of heavy lifting for me and my crew. She's not an official Red Scar, but I'd trust her with my life. Now, I've had
Christian doesn't know how it feels about another animal-related first name in the group.
Well, Lapis Luzal's the gem. That's where I got the...
Oh. Doesn't Lapis mean wolf in something or other, though?
Lupus.
Lupus. Okay.
Her name is mineral related. Do you have any problem with that? It says, I've had JTs watch day and night, and it's time to cut our losses with the place. Crank and Lupus will head over... You made me say Lupus, son of a bitch.
I changed your name!
I'm gonna fuck that up every time. Crank and Lapis will head over to relieve the night crew and load the shipment tomorrow morning, and you'll guard the cargo on the way.
Alright. Then you trust these two, illicitly, I assume?
I do. It says, now remember you'll be dealing with the docks in the middle of the day. I've obtained a permit for the armored truck that I've commissioned to actually carry the goods, which Crank is going to be driving. But I trust you've all got some decent fake sins you can hand to the Port Authority, or find a less obvious way inside. Martine will be expecting guards for the truck, so he won't be surprised to see any of you, but don't go waving your guns around. I want a business deal, not a bloodbath, especially with a damn megacorp.
Is that the Pokemon her name is from?
Lapis. Also Pokemon. Excellent. I should name all my NPCs after Pokemon.
Ursa looks very uncomfortable and looks around at everyone and then very almost shyly asks, what is a fake sin?
Rick goes, oh dear God, I've made a terrible choice.
It's like one of these big guy, but it's usually better than this one. Show 'em mine.
What's the pay?
Ricardo has promised to pay at least 25,000 new yen for the whole lot, sight unseen, and I'm willing to give all of you 40% of that, which will come out to 10,000 or 2,000 per runner, which parentheses that would include Lapis, but you notice that doesn't include Crank. Or I guess you would just notice that includes one of them and not the other, because it comes out to dividing by 5, obviously, to get 10,000 to 2,000.
So,
Which you can ask about that if you want.
Driving. What's Lapis going to be doing?
More than likely she'll be riding shotgun in the car or just helping you guys wherever she needs. She's an independent freelancer, but she also works with teams occasionally. So she'd probably be willing to follow your lead if you've got someone that's got some leadership skills. And feel free to use vehicles. The armored truck will hold. I think it holds up to 6 human-shaped figures, and he looks kind of sideways at Ursiv. But as I understand, you've also got JT's truck, and if any of you also have any other vehicles, you could use those to come up with whatever your ideal escort system would work. I'll leave that in your tactical hands. In what combination of vehicles and passengers you want to use.
So we could follow along in our own vehicle, or some of us could follow along in our own vehicle. All right.
I do know that this armored truck, which, by the way, is kind of like picturing a U-Haul type size, not like an 18-wheeler, but definitely bigger than like just a truck. It's a pretty big prize, especially going down in daytime, down the highway. It's going to be murder trying to use surface streets. The highway's the only option, but Seattle's crawling with go-gangers, which you guys would know are biker gangs. And unfortunately, there's very little reasoning with those types. They will attempt to steal, hijack, kill, murder, whatever they can. It could be rough going, but that's why I'm hiring all of you and giving you a damn good pay cut. Or not a pay cut, a percentage. And make sure he gives you the 25. If you can get a little more out of him, be my guest. Because your payment is directly paid to what Ricardo pays. His voice is getting more growly the longer I talk, too. If you notice.
Jeremiah's not used to talking for this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't all fit in the truck. I don't know, do you think we should just take the armored vehicle, or should some of us follow in the truck?
Might be a good idea for some of us to like break it up 2 and 2, like 2 people in the truck, 2 people in the armored vehicle.
Okay.
I think Mount has a vehicle as well. You can use if you want.
I have a little vehicle.
It's like a 2-person, but
yeah.
I feel like though, once we get to like 1 person in a car, it's kind of like almost probably defeats the purpose. I don't know how much they can do.
So he's basically living. Yeah, he's basically living all that to you guys for choosing. So
okay.
Like, will you accept the mission? a little yes/no box pops up
Yes,
in the Matrix.
that's right. In the Matrix.
Right.
Of course, yeah. Well, last time it was so much fun, I could not do it, right?
Ursa reaches out to try to press yes, and his hand goes through the thing. And his whole thing crashes, and then he reboots. And he's like, wait, what happened?
You're on like a totally different server.
Don't worry, the big guy's with me.
Thank you. I knew you all would jump at the bit to help us again. Oh God, I'm talking way too much. He's like, yeah. So meet around 10 in the morning over at JT's place, and Crank and Lapis should already be there loading up the crates, and you guys can go from there.
Sounds good.
Very well. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Ursiv likes to sleep in.
Wait, is Ursa still sleeping in my apartment complex? Like,
no, he's still sleeping in the bed of the truck.
Bed of the truck.
And
With like blankets.
whatever. That's right.
I'm just gonna go to JT's right now and just sleep in his bed. Nobody there.
There is nobody there. You're right. You're just
Well-
gang members rifling through his thing.
God. I'm sorry. So now you guys have the choice. I'm just telling you this as a GM. So you've canceled the call. You said okay to Red. At this point, you guys can talk to each other. You guys can buy equipment that you want. Just do whatever kind of housekeeping things you want to do. Figure out what you want to do with the vehicle situation and do all that before we actually go formally to basically all of you are saying, okay, we're ready, and then I will pass time to the next day, and then the next scene will start.
Okay. I've got a found that a shotgun off a crank from last time, a couple of days ago. I don't know if it'd be useful to any of you guys, but
It wasn't Crank Shotgun. It was one of his cohorts. That
Oh, it was?
one of the ones that died. Yeah, he wasn't actually armed. He was the one. He was the driver. You guys, this is the driver that you.
Oh, right, it was the guy in the hallway.
Yes,
That,
the one that Raymond threatened to like shoot his kneecaps off, whatever. And yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't forget that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you will not forget.
Yeah.
Samus.
Yeah.
Bringing back old NPCs.
Yeah, if not, I'm probably just gonna sell it and buy another knife.
Okay, so the selling rule I believe I came up with was most loot can be sold for half their total purchase cost plus 10% per hit on an unopposed negotiation test. To find a buyer, roll extended etiquette plus charisma test with a threshold of what did I write? With a threshold of 10 once per adventuring day for items up to $10,000 or once per week for items over $10,000.
So the buyer does the charisma test?
To find a buyer, so whoever's selling it would roll an etiquette plus charisma test,
Okay.
and the threshold is 10, and you can do that once per day, I guess. Well, you could. I guess the idea is you would sell things after a certain amount of days, like it takes you a couple days to find a buyer.
Okay.
We can call that. Let's
So,
call that once per hour. How about we just that's like you like shopping around.
Sure.
So you can roll this extended test. That's kind of like what you're doing for the evening is trying to find like essentially a pawn shop for this item that would buy it.
Okay.
Do you have the etiquette skill?
I sure do.
Sweet. So that is equivalent of you like walking around in different markets and maybe some black market dealers or military pawn shops. Any kind of like that guy from The Simpsons who's like the one arm. This works.
Herman?
Herman, yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to find that guy, basically.
All right. So just the etiquette skill.
Yeah, and the idea is, like you said, you can do this once per hour. So if we can just say like you're doing this for your evening, depending on how many hits it takes you.
All right. 2 hits.
It says you got 3 successes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see two?
I see 2.
See, 1, 1,
Do you
2,
have-
4, 5, 6, 6.
Nope. I see a
What?
1, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 6.
What?
That's a little random.
Are you scrolling all the way down?
All right, we're good.
All right.
Days ago.
We're good, guys.
Damn that, yeah.
They're frozen on my screen.
Oh, that happened to me too before.
I saw the green
Popped out
text
when
it
I fixed
has,
it.
you know. when you
Yeah,
start the
yeah.
session. So I just assumed we're all good. So, yeah.
Saving our rolls into perpetuity.
So yeah, an hour goes by. You're still searching. Does anybody else have anything specifically they want to do?
Your worship was going to ask Falkirk to buy him a fake sin because he doesn't know how to do it.
All right, man. Yeah, I can try to find some guys for you.
Now, fake sins do have ratings, which essentially acts as the threshold for anybody that would be scanning that fake sin. So, fake skins also cost quite a bit of money.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I think we should have gotten enough money from the last job to get one.
Yeah, probably good.
Yeah.
I've got $3 grand, 3,700.
Yeah, my fake sin isn't that great though, so I mean, you can get a cheap one for.
I forgot where exactly those are.
I want to say it was like 2,000 or something.
Oh yeah.
Like per rating
that's
or
all-
something.
Yeah.
A lot
it's
more
off the
money.
top of my head. I don't know. That was a month ago.
Yep.
So Ursula is looking for, possibly looking into getting a fake sin.
Yeah.
So what do you do right now without a sin?
I mean,
I've got mine.
everybody has a sin, yeah. The problem is, you guys doing work, all this work, you really don't want to have it like necessarily traced back to you in case, like, you know, somebody ends up dying or something. Like, you're gonna have fucking, you know, either gang members or mobsters or somebody like coming after you. Like, I guess you don't have a home, but like they would know who you are. So it's usually important for runners doing like some shit to have some kind of fake, essentially fake ID, fake paperwork, because.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a cyberpunk world where everybody has like a kind of serial number that they,
A social security number,
if you will, yes.
Imagine a world.
I don't know if they have social security in this future cyberpunk. That's probably far too dystopian for that, but it's
But
more
some
for
kind
like
of identification.
it's more for like it's more like a criminal record that just follows you around. It's like all the bad things of being registered and none of the benefits.
Yeah.
You probably don't even
Instead
get
of
to
getting money,
vote.
retire.
There's probably not even voting involved.
That's left up to the dragon corporations.
Exactly.
Right.
Mauta and Saren, do you guys have any specific things you want to be doing? And you can like be purchasing equipment or purchasing vehicles if you want, like any kind of.
Oh, yeah, can I get a bigger car?
I suppose.
Nice.
Let's sell you. Trying to sell your car? Or
Okay, a fake sin is 2,500 new yen per rating.
Yeah.
So those actually are
So-
pretty expensive.
So just rating 1 would be
2,500.
Which you have enough.
You have enough.
Rating
Not
1
all of
is.
them.
But still, it's better than nothing, right?
It's better than nothing. I mean, there's always going to be alternatives. Like Red mentioned the fact that you don't all necessarily have to like go in the front. And I mean, those of you that have, you know, good fake sins could go in the front, but there could be other avenues also.
In that case, I like to. If it's just 2,500 per rating, I'll get another rating on mine.
Yeah, so
Well.
make sure on your character sheet you're writing down what your rating of your fake sin actually is.
Yeah.
I already had a fake sin, so I'm just gonna hold on to mine.
Okay. I'm trying to write down and can tell you guys what the test is.
After hearing Falkirk explain all this, Chris has decided he is going to sneak in through the side. Or
Um,
we can grab another giant crate and he can stuff himself into a crate in the back of the U-Haul.
Who's gonna lift you in there?
I'll put myself
you're gonna spend
in there.
you're gonna spend the entire adventure in the back in a crate.
No,
Tyrion?
just when we get to the docks or whatever.
And everybody froze on my screen.
I'll
Too.
climb in the crate and I'll pull the lid down.
They ever come back for yours? Oh, it's still frozen?
Chris moves every now and then.
I know.
Reese has a weird frozen face on mine.
Yeah, everybody froze for mine.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess I'll hear you guys.
Yeah, your guys are fine for us. I think.
So yeah, the way the check works is that whatever device or person who's checking your ID would have a essentially a skill or device rating that they would roll, and they would when you turn over your sin becomes the like threshold that they have to beat, I think. The math works out to where obviously a higher sin makes it much harder for them to. Or no, if they don't beat it, if they don't beat that number, then your sin wins out. So the higher than the one you have, the way more they would have to roll to try and catch it. So if you have a low sin, then they almost have, unless they get like, if you have like a 1, they'd have to get basically a 0 on their roll to not catch it, or a 1, I guess, would be a tie.
How many rolls? How many dice do they get?
That would depend on the person or situation, and depends on how thorough they are in their checking. So, and that kind of depends on like the institution and who runs it and that kind of thing. So,
That's device rating times 2.
yeah.
Okay.
Whatever that that means.
And there, I mean, it's in the rule book in terms of like a 6, which would be device ring times 2, would be insane. Is like you're trying to get entrance into like mega corporate headquarters or something, and then a 1 is like you're just trying to get inside like a bar that happens to have like a scanner at the entrance or something.
Oh, so like a rating of 1 is just asking, do you have a sin?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, and it
6 is
depends
like
on kind of what they check.
biometric samples.
Right, because
random
having
data.
having like a rating 1 fake sin is like literally it could say on there like you're a 10-year-old Nicaraguan girl. Like it doesn't even match at all. I mean, it's like having a fake ID. Like how good is your fake ID basically? Like the best you can get is like it has everything like exactly matched down to your DNA.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ursuv's definitely going with the giant crate idea.
Yeah, and the sin rating goes up to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's from 1 to 6, yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely get another level in that.
Okay.
Do you keep your rulebook open? It's on page 363 if you have it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I'm looking.
I sure do.
And 364, the next page is telling about how the checking the tests. So like depending on what we're being checked with, like how detailed their checks are.
Yeah.
That's on 364. I got my sin. It's called the Ares Predator 5.
This is my sin right here, motherfucker. Saren has doomed you all.
There's gonna be so many dead security guards.
Falker, go ahead and roll for the etiquette thing again, since I assume time is still passing at this point.
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of what I said, late afternoon when you got the call, so you guys have all like the rest of the day to shop around and do what you need to.
So that etiquette rating wasn't good enough?
It's a threshold of 10. You have to hit 10 before you find a find a buyer. And like I said, you're doing like 1 roll per hour, so all it really does is tell you how much time it takes. Which
Oh. But I only have 7 dice. How am I going to get a threshold of 10?
because it's cumulative, it adds up. You're at 3 right now.
Okay.
That's how. Yeah, there's a whole section on extended tests is how it works, which usually only matters if you're like in a hairy situation. Like I gotta fix this plane to take off before the bad guys get here or something. It's like here's your extended test to get this done, and if you don't do it in this amount of time, then too bad, the bad guys are coming. But in this kind of situation, it's like I'm just shopping for the rest of the day, so I probably have time.
This just has to do with how much sleep you get tonight. How late are you up shopping?
Yeah, this is more of a learning experience with how extended tests work.
Yeah, I'll help you with my etiquette and the online resources. Oh wait, I have no etiquette.
Wait, you almost glitched that roll too. 1 1 1 3 5 6 6.
No, I have 0 dice. I can't roll anything.
Me.
I was talking about poker. Yeah, I ignore your insane ramblings about trying to work your etiquette.
Trying to do things that you do not know.
Your character is not a people person. Not so much.
Roll again?
Yeah, I think Ursuv's just kind of hanging out with you after deciding he doesn't want to fix it now.
Yep.
Malta, did you want to shop for anything?
2 more to
or
go.
Get any supplies? Did you guys want to get any like supplies in general? Like,
Ursuv is practicing curling himself into a ball to fit into a crate.
by the way, you should all be
Spell for that.
you should all be fully healed and have all your edge points back because it's been several days now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wait, why'd you roll escape
Holy
artist?
crap.
Did you?
Alright, so that's
One more.
4 hours.
Wait, you just rolled escape artist though. I guess the same skill. Never mind. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I did.
Same roll, but
They're
yeah.
both 7s. How embarrassing.
7, 8, 9. All right,
Great.
there's
10.
10. Took 5 hours, so that's pretty much
Those last 2
your.
hours, I was just pulling out my hair trying to figure out something.
At 4 a.m. He's
Yeah, it's
pounding
getting
it.
close to evening time. Before you guys
gonna
actually
give up.
sell the thing, did any of the rest of you want to do?
Is there anything
make-
that I would need here?
Yeah, any kind of supplies you want, med kits or weapon mods or anything that you can think of you want now. Ammo and stuff. I don't think you guys went through too much ammo last time,
Mm-hmm.
Or any.
or really any. Yeah,
I went through a couple.
you might have each gone through like 1 or 2, so I'm not really that concerned about
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I would need on this type of thing right now. I can't use most of this shit.
Just use the shit off your back. Can you afford your axe yet? Weren't you trying to get an axe?
No, I cannot. It's like 5,000. That axe is expensive.
Oops, let me do it.
Hey, when I used that lockpick set last time, or a lockpick, does that use up a set?
That is a good question. I should know.
I didn't ask and I didn't look it up.
Yeah, I presume it would because it seems like you're supposed to buy them.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take one off.
I know like medkits use up, so I would assume a toolkit would.
Yeah, that makes sense. Unless it's like Skyrim rules or just...
Skyrim rules is like you're just breaking lockpicks off constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, if like you fail the test, then you could say broke.
Yeah. Those are electronics. Alright, so Falkirk, you can go ahead and make the roll a negotiation test. Okay, so you can sell the shotgun for 50 plus 30, so 80% of its purchase cost.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
For reselling, that's pretty solid.
That's pretty solid, yeah. I think I gave pretty generous rules. I think the base rules are like 10% or something. But I was like, yeah, it's...
My first day.
Which that thing is worth... Where's that stupid thing?
While y'all looking, do y'all have tolerance under your wounds category? I don't know where my tolerance came from.
That is the where is it? Yeah, that number should be 3 unless you have something special that
Okay.
affects it. That's how often you get the negatives from being damaged. So
Where do
at
I
3,
find
that means
the,
for every 3 damage you take, you have a -1.
So the width of your grid,
When you find what?
right?
Under vision mods or vision enhancements, I think. Reese, the base cost of the Defiance is 450, so 80% of that is 360. So you get 360 new yen.
Alright.
Oh, it was the shittiest shotgun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Those guys are not exactly elite corporate security.
Well, there goes my disguise kit I was gonna buy.
Disguise kit. I just picture like the little bastard thing from Simpsons or something. It's a little bastard disguise.
I just like paint my face completely black like on South Park.
No one can
Exactly.
see me.
Let's see, vision mods, optical and imaging devices, vision enhancements. I think is that what this is?
Yeah, I
Okay,
found it.
page 444. Some of that shit can cost some money too.
Well, I've already got 2.
So if you get caught with a fake sin, do they confiscate it?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
burned.
the fake. Yes, the first thing that happens is it burned. Essentially, that is flagged as a fake sin. So you would lose that, and then you would reap whatever repercussions would be for
You have to
them.
buy another one.
Basically, seeing you giving them a fake ID and then being like, "What the hell?" And either, depending on the situation, could be violent, could be confusion, could be nonchalance. It just kind of depends
Oh
on.
man, screw that. I'm not gonna use it.
It just depends on
Yeah.
the situation,
Unless you
really.
have to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on the situation, basically.
Sure.
Whoever has the highest negotiation, guys, whoever has the highest negotiation should try to get Red to bump up the cut to like 50%.
Well, you
Really,
can talk to that one guy, right?
really hurting with the new in here.
That's,
I need the
that's
money,
not
guys.
my problem.
Yeah, he was he had mentioned that you guys can try to negotiate with.
Now,
Ricardo.
if we negotiate a higher price with the seller and don't tell Red, are we going to just keep the excess?
It's certainly your prerogative.
That is
That's a good question.
That is a good
Ursa.
question.
I'm not. This isn't Ursa talking.
I don't know if the GM's going to tell you that, Ursiv.
We could either get 100% of that increase or 40%.
If you go back and murder Red and take everything,
Exactly.
this is the road you're going down. Then we'll keep we could keep 100% of the
Not that
profits.
bad.
Yes, we could go and tell him that Ricardo didn't give us any money.
Yeah. Set them to fight each other and.
Oh god! Thank God Chris is playing against type. He is trying to ruin everything so much.
Can I buy
Man.
2 things for my goggles? Because I have 2 more slots.
Sure.
I want
I'm
to buy
glad
vision
neither one of you have negotiation
enhancement
skills.
and flare compensation.
That won't stop some of us from trying.
Okay, so for buying loot, you would roll negotiation plus charisma versus the item's availability to find it at the listed price.
Wait,
What's
are we
the
supposed to be
list
adding
price?
charisma to these rolls?
Well, it's
You
just
should
your
roll
your skill.
skill.
Your skill hotkey automatically adds that charisma number.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
It's just the way tests are written out.
Yeah.
So which one am I rolling?
You have the negotiation
Ignore
skill.
I want more dice, damn it.
I know.
I do
Having
not.
10 dice, I only get 3 successes.
So you'd have to default on it, which would be your charisma -1. You can also add 25% to the cost of the item for +1 dice on the test, going up to
Or ask
400%
Falk to buy it
cost,
for you.
which would give you 12 extra dice. So basically, you can pay an item. You can pay more money for an item to make it available for purchase. Because you guys are essentially buying like military grade black market goods, so this is not easy stuff to.
So what's 400% of 250? Like 2,000 or something?
What's the base one?
1,200.
250.
250.
Yeah, 250 for one of them, and then the other one is rating times 500.
400% of 250 is 100,000.
What?
I don't think you did that
50
right.
times 400.
Oh.
Oh no, 400. My bad. It's 400%.
1,000.
Thank you. 200 times 4. Yeah.
Wait, so what am I rolling?
You would roll without negotiation. You'd have to roll charisma -1 as your base dice, and you would get +1 die for every 25% you add to the cost of the item.
Yeah, if you want to tag along with me to look for a buyer, all I ask is I get to use your apartment for like an hour, no questions asked.
There you go. You can use go with Falkirk. Let him find the item. You can still add money to so basically what you do is you roll your negotiation skill versus the item's availability is the number you're trying to beat, because all those items have those number availabilities. And you can add 25% to the cost of the item to give yourself +1 dice for the test, up to 400% increase of price, which would equal to 12 extra dice.
So I'll hang with Falkirk. Just don't go in my roommate's room.
All right, deal. I really just want to shower.
That's fine. That is
A
absolutely
warm
fine.
shower.
I can provide a warm shower for Falkirk for helping me get 2 things for my goggles.
Negotiation.
Yes. Now, so do you want to do the? Do you want to add to the cost of the item to give yourself +1?
I don't know what's your negotiation, Falkirk.
I mean, it's a 10.
What's the availability of the thing you're trying to get?
The first one is +1.
Oh. That's okay. You're just trying to beat a 1? That should be an easy one to hit.
Yeah.
I hope. We'll see when it counts.
There we go.
Normal.
All right, so you are able to. Jesus, you have 10 dice. That's impressive. Falkirk finds the shit out of that item. he finds 3 of those.
I put in my bloodhound nose and just
That's
go
right.
wild.
I give him a warm shower. Thank you, Shadowfight.
Then the other one I want to find is the vision enhancement, which says rating ×2 for availability.
So you actually have to buy vision enhancement at a certain rating, which tells you how much cost it is, as well as the capacity and availability. So if you only have 1 slot left, you'd have to do a rating 1 vision enhancement.
Really?
And what it does is, it says it adds its rating as a positive modifier to your limit on visual perception tests. So you can literally choose what kind of rating you like, how good you want to get your binoculars, basically.
But I thought you said I had to have a rating 1.
Because you said you already had 2 slots filled?
I have 3 slots. Filled.
Right, so you only have 1 left, right? You said you have 4 total?
Yeah.
Right, so you can only get a rating 1, because you only have 1 left.
Why can't I get a higher rating?
Because it says capacity is equal to the rating.
Huh?
So the
Oh, that's how many
Correct.
slots it takes out. Oh, crap.
I don't know what the visual your Hero Lab. Okay, how about that one? Hero Labs is a good program for this game.
Alright, so I'll
Monsters
hold off on
everywhere.
that then.
We use just roll 20s character sheets, and that seems pretty useful for most of it. But I wouldn't mind looking at more stuff. Okay, so just getting the flare compensation.
Yes.
Okay, so that takes 250 new yen, just base.
Okay.
For some, that's a lot of money. Ursev's like, oh my god, 250 new yen. I could eat for a week. I would have to catch rats and kill them. Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do for your preparedness?
I just wanted to buy the fake sin level 2 and
Okay.
a survival knife.
Survival knife. We'll go ahead and roll in the, since you did a whole bunch of shopping in general with multiple people now, that you can just go ahead and grab the fake sin.
Okay.
You said what rating?
Level 2. I already have a 1, so it's another 2,500.
Okay. Rating 2 fake sin, or are you just going to upgrade it? That's fine, yeah.
Is that okay?
It depends if you want to get another one. Like I said, you can have multiple fake sins. They do burn if they get caught.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna upgrade it.
Okay.
And the survival knife is 100.
Okay. I'll just
Buy
let you
money.
find that one, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Down
Anything
four.
else? Anybody wants to buy, purchase, equip, prepare? Before we move on. And actually, we can take a quick break. It is almost 10:30. This was just the prologue, by the way, but it was designed to give you all, a little more time to prepare, since you got 0 prepared time in the previous adventure. So we'll take a quick, 5-minute break, and then we'll come back with the actual first scene of the adventure.
Cool.